Good evening, everyone. So glad to see so many of you here on a Friday evening. And this is absolutely amazing and means so much to us. As many of you already know, my name is Kathy Mehta. I am the Global Lead Talent Initiatives Salesforce at SmartBridge. I am incredibly passionate about empowering individuals through Salesforce and creating opportunities for those who need it the most. It be it in underprivileged students, single mothers, or anyone looking for a fresh start. I have had the privilege of mentoring and training hundreds of learners through multiple initiatives. And it's been such a fulfilling journey watching so many of you grow and thrive in this ecosystem. Now, it gives me immense pleasure to introduce someone many of you look up to, even including myself. His name is Amit Singh, famously known as Salesforce Panther. Amit is not only a Salesforce expert with deep technical knowledge across the platform, but also a community legend. Through his blog, YouTube channel, and countless sessions like these, he has helped thousands of learners understand complex Salesforce concepts in the simplest way possible. He's a true trailblazer, and we are so honored to have him here with us today. Please give a warm welcome to him. Over to you, Amit.
Hey, thanks, Swati. I think this is the best introduction I have ever had. So, thank you so much for that. And not to forget that you are doing so much for the community. The day I've seen you and we collaborated and connected, I've seen that you have been really, really doing good, especially with the initiatives that you did in your early days. So, yeah, thanks for all you do for the community. So as we talked about that, we are going to talk today about Agentforce. It's kind of a talk of the town these days. Everyone is talking about Salesforce, and even Salesforce is talking about mainly focusing on Agentforce. Yesterday also they have basically we got a news that Salesforce has acquired a new company. I think it's Convergence.ai, which is kind of specialized in creating multi agents basically, and it is kind of very better in terms of pricing when we talk about pricing with the OpenAI, which Salesforce has been using so far. So that's what we are going to talk about in this session. We will mainly focus on the basics of our Agentforce, and if there is anything and based on the feedback, we are basically going to, maybe if you find that okay, these sessions are really useful, we will continue, and we will see how we are going to continue on that part. So about me, I think Kathy has already introduced me. So this is how I look, and I'm kind of engineering lead in Salesforce, and I have been 11 plus years of experience, more than a decade now, which is in Salesforce as well as in Java. So I have been working in Java initially in my career for 3 to 4 years, and then I switched to Salesforce. I'm an AI educate certified by Google itself for AI, and in terms of Salesforce, I've got 23 Salesforce certification. If you want to connect with me over LinkedIn, this is my LinkedIn handle, Cloudy Amit. I think the same photo you might see over LinkedIn. And Panther Schools is my YouTube channel, which is the new YouTube channel which I've started and posting the content related to Salesforce. We are going to basically talk about these things, the Salesforce AI evolution. It's really better to understand how Salesforce has evolved in the AI era. Then we are going to talk about what exactly the Agentforce is, the internet definition. Then the backbone of our Agentforce, which is Einstein trust layer. We will understand each and every part of Einstein trust layer. Then out of Salesforce, something prompt engineering versus prompt. This is really, really important. I'll tell you why I'm talking about prompt engineering here. Finally, we will talk about how what is the anatomy of agents, how basically agents looks like inside Salesforce. So we'll talk about especially Salesforce agents. And then we are going to talk about sample demo, the agent which I've already created, and then we will open the floor for Q&A, and we will try to give you the floor for maybe last 15 to 20 minutes for Q&A. And as Khyati said, you can keep putting your questions in the Q&A window as well. So the evolution of AI in Salesforce. So it's not like AI has came in Salesforce in last 3 to 4 years when the ChatGPT came in the picture. Salesforce has been doing AI from a very long time. They have started in terms of Salesforce. The wave one was related to predictive AI, where they had Einstein bots, they has a prediction builder, and they had basically the builders related to lead prediction builder and opportunity scoring. These were basically the wave one, and the Salesforce basically did a lot of acquisition for the different companies like Relate IQ, MetaMind, Prediction IO, and other companies that Salesforce has acquired in phase one. Wave two is something which basically triggered every company in the industry, which is when OpenAI actually came up with their product called ChatGPT, and that is where every company in IT industry has started putting their own product. And we know that the Salesforce is known for its own innovation, and that is where Salesforce has started introducing Salesforce GPT, which is Sales GPT, Service GPT, Slack GPT, Marketing GPT, and a lot many other products which started basically changing the game in Salesforce for the customer. Wave three is basically agentic AI, which is basically Agentforce, and we are here currently in this Agentforce. And as I talked about, Salesforce has recently acquired the company AI, which is again helping Salesforce customers, Salesforce partners to enable their customer in the AI era, because the new pricing model looks promising. The Salesforce that has released. Then we have got wave four, which is yet to come, but that wave four is something which is going to be a game changer in the world of AI, because there we will talk about the robotics AI, where AI, you might have seen, I'm not sure how many of you have seen Blue. Blue is the name of new AI robot which NVIDIA has launched. So if you have not seen this, go ahead and Google it. It's very cute. So apart from cute, it's really, really basically innovative that now we are stepping into the world where we are basically controlling robots with the help of AI. And a lot of work is going to be completed by AI itself. Now, agents force, this is again an internet definition, which I'm not going to read. If you talk about what is an agent, right? Agent is basically, you can consider agent as a person who is working 24 into 7, which can help you or your company to be act as a customer representative. It could be, for example, you might also have seen this. Salesforce has been promoting in their AI Now tools, where there is a call center. A person calls to call center, and that call center that is actually being handled by the agent behind the scene. Agent is picking up the call, and then customer is saying that I want to understand about my order, if I can return the order, or the order can be replaced, or I can get that order early. All these things are basically handled by that agent itself. There is no need of having a customer representative sitting behind the scene for these kind of things, because these are really basic and repetitive works that customer needs to do earlier. And where basically now customer representatives has really need to focus on the big things, where they basically have to talk with the customer about their issues, like the refund is not happening, or there is some issues with their order, the order is getting delivered late. All these can also be actually introduced with the help of AI agents, and these agents can really, really be helpful for your company. This is just a simple example. The other example could be, I was watching a video by Google. Recently, they have launched a agent development kit, where they were showing a video, and the video was like that a person was calling to their customer support, which was, again, the call was picked up by the agent itself, the agent was integrated with Salesforce. So the customer basically said that they want to have some sort of uh, basically the person wants to have the plants and the related stuff related to the plant in order to make sure that the plants is getting good organic. So they were getting that sort of scenario where the the agent actually sends a video call request to the customer accepts the video call, shows the plant to the agent, and agent actually suggests what are the fertilizers that the customer can have. And then at that time, customer is also asking if the customer can get the price match from the competitor. At that time, agent is basically connecting with the Salesforce, finding if this is really doable for that customer or not, and then based on that, basically that agent is adding the data. I'm sorry, adding the items to the cart, placing the order on behalf of customer, and they doing everything. That is basically another scenario where you have. Recently, we have had an hackathon in Bangalore related to Agentforce, where I think 1,000+ individuals participated. They were talking about the innovations, and we have seen a lot many basically innovations where we have utilized or implemented Agentforce. The winner, basically the winner of that event, they developed an agent which was helping the customers to do the hotel reservation, and was it might looks like this is a very simple use case, but it was like it was a personalized guidance for every customer that goes to the hotel website. They get the personalized guide. It's more like that I go to a particular shop and then I get a personalized person, or maybe a person dedicated to me only for my interest, for my uh, let's say I wanted to visit some country, or maybe some state in India itself. So in that case, that agent was doing it for them. They're just asking certain questions like how many adults you are in, how many children are going with you, uh, what is the duration that you want to have, what you'd like to have, a nature, maybe some sort of snow, or maybe you want to go somewhere where it is very warm, something like that. And this then it was suggesting you the different destinations. It is all about the agents doing it on behalf of CS reps, customer representatives. The other huge case which I saw is where basically it was related to recruitment, where an agent was basically helping the customer, not customer, helping the employee to upload their resume for a particular job, and then Agentforce was basically finding if the resume is suitable or not. If the resume isn't suitable, the job was automatically getting applied based on that is resume. And if the resume is not suitable, the improvements points were listed. That was another huge case which basically I have seen. And then there were others huge cases. We have not actually got a chance to talk everyone, because we also had to implement our huge case, but that can be done. So that's basically Agentforce is an autonomous agent which is going to work 24 into 7. That also helps your company to expand all over the world, wherever you want. For example, I have a company, I own it, and it is in India. Now I want to expand my business to USA. So there are two things: either I basically put a complete setup there in USA, or I basically set up Agentforce, which is going to take care about the USA customers, and I take care of all the shippings and everything that I want from India only. So that is where the Agentforce also helps you in a much better way. So now basically, let's talk about the key highlights of our agents. Basically, in terms of any agents that you have, and these key highlights are related to Agentforce. We get the agents powered with AI. We already talked about the different use cases. We get the LLM powered intelligence that is basically going to help you to basically LLM is kind of really powerful in terms of reasonings. So you put something, you say I want to understand about my case, what is happening, what is the resolution, or what is the current status. This is one of the one question that I ask. Second question is that if I say I am having this sort of issues, maybe my generator is not working, I want to raise a case. These are the two separate set of commands. AI agents are, as we said, these are powered by LLM. So this LLM is intelligent enough to decide which path I need to go. Do I need to fetch the status about a case, or I need to basically, sorry, or I need to go ahead and generate a case. Okay. Okay. So we were talking about the scenario that where LLM is basically going to give you the powerful reasoning. Salesforce also have their own reasoning engine called Atlas, which is also helpful in terms of making a decision what particular action an agent needs to take in order to uh, help the customer, or it could be anything in customer, employee, or internal user itself. Then we have got reusable ASN templates, which basically provided by Agentforce itself, provided by Salesforce, where you get certain templates which you can reuse to your agents. If you want, you can override them, or if you want to use as it is, you can utilize those. For example, if you want to have a customer verification uh, module in your agent, you can basically utilize the inbuilt customer verification topic that is available in Agentforce. And we know that Salesforce is known for its number one value, that is security. So security is already there. And we will talk about how it is secure with the help of Einstein trust layer. So Einstein trust layer, this is really an important concept, and I've seen most of the people basically gets confused with this Einstein trust layer. So what is this Einstein trust layer? This is kind of, you can say, mediator between your Salesforce data and between the external model. So that model could be basically anything. It could be your OpenAI model. It could be your what we say, the model that is provided by Salesforce, or it could be something that you are bringing by your own. For example, you are kind of developing your own model, maybe training an open source model that is something called maybe DeepSeek R1, or you are putting some sort of open source model from the Hugging Face. Okay. Now, what basically how this Einstein trust layer works? So you put some certain prompts here. Now, what is the prompt we will talk about? The user comes, talks to agent, and it says that put a prompt here in, and then what Salesforce does is Salesforce does a secure data retrieval. Now, in this prompt, there could be a statement where it says that, for example, you are writing a prompt saying that I want the summary of the case. This is my case number, and these are the comments of that case, and I want the summary of the case with the key highlights. What are the key highlights, and what are the next steps that I need to take? If the case is resolved, what are the resolution steps that has been taken in order to resolve the case? Now here, agent needs to retrieve the case information along with the related comments. Those comments and case information is retrieved securely with the help of this trust layer, so that there is no data breach. Then it does a dynamic grounding. Dynamic grounding is once the data is basically retrieved from, data will be fed into the, that, okay, this is in of case number, use this 1 2 3 4 or something. Instead of related list, this is the whole list of comments, something like that. That is done with the help of dynamic grounding. Then you have got data masking. Salesforce also does the data masking. Okay, it masks the data so that whenever we are sending this information uh, out to the model, be it OpenAI, it could be Google Gemini, or it could be Llama 2, or it could be any other open source model. So whenever you are sending the data outside of Salesforce, it does sent in the form of masking. I'll show you how basically the masking and demasking can be enabled and disabled in Salesforce. Then finally, there is something called prompt defense. Prompt defense is basically going to help your agent from preventing mm, in terms of hallucination or being judgmental. There could be different scenario, like the gender of a person, or maybe the race, country, background, color, skin tone, or anything. So there are certain basically tendency of the models that they become biased, or they basically hallucinate at times. So that is basically where the prompt defense comes. Now, let me tell you one story behind this prompt defense. Uh, so basically, in the early days when the Chat GPT came in the market, a lawyer in the USA asked Chat GPT to prepare a case. Basically, lawyer was working on a case, and he had some related cases. He took the help from Chat GPT to make sure his case is strong. And he got the file. When he presented that into court, it turned out to be that case he is referring to was never existing. So ChatGPT hallucinated there, created a cooked story, cooked case, and then it basically given to the lawyer, and ultimately it turned out to be that this is the case which never existed in the history. So I'm not cooking. Okay, you can go and this story is available in the Google itself, so you can read about more about that. And then the information is basically sent to your models. The complete prompt is sent to your model. Now your model could be hosted into Salesforce, which is within the trusted boundary. You can bring your own model like DeepSeek R1 or any other open source model. Google Gemini or Llama 2 could be any other models, or it could be any models that you have. So the zero retention policy is basically something. What does it mean is whatever the data we send to model, the data will never be basically stored by the models. What happens currently, for example, when we ask ChatGPT saying that, hey, this is my code, could you please fix it? ChatGPT actually keeps that code and then start learning from that code. Next time you ask, it gives the better answer. Here in this case, Einstein Trust Layer, Salesforce makes sure that whatever the data you are sending to your model is never stored by that model. And then response comes. Once the response comes, there is a toxicity detection. Toxicity score is getting detected in order to check if the response which was sent is it toxic or not. So there is a scale of 0 to 1. If the score is 1, that means it is really bad. If it is 0, that means it is safe. So the score between 0 to 0.5 is basically marked as safe. Then it does the data demasking. Remember, we were sending the data in the masked format. The data is being demasked. Then it is basically, because it's again a LLM powered agents, it is going to learn from the feedback. If audit is enabled, it is going to store the information into the audit so that you can create the reports and dashboard out of it. And then the response is basically given to your CRM application, which could be your Experience Cloud side, which could be your sales application, or it could be any other application like Service Cloud or any external application. This audit trail is something which requires Data Cloud. So if you want to enable the audit trail, you need to have the license for Data Cloud. If you don't have the license for Data Cloud, that doesn't mean you cannot use Agentforce. This audit trail part will not work without Data Cloud. So this is basically what we have in terms of Einstein Trust Layer. Now let's talk about prompt engineering versus prompt. This is again an internet definition. Before that, my voice is clear. Kathy, please confirm.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So prompt engineering is basically nothing. It is a way, you can say a method, or you can say a process to craft the a prompt which is basically effective and can be understood easily by the LLM, understood easily by the LLM, and LLM can process it. It gives basically the information back to the user. So there are various ways for writing the prompts. I will share the resources. You can learn from there how you can write, how you can basically improve the skills of writing the prompt. Now you can understand prompt engineering, or you can understand prompt like this. Before ChatGPT came in the picture, I'm sure we hardly were using any AI tools. Even Salesforce has tools like Prediction Builder. Google had like Vision, and they had other tools. But most of us were not using any AI tools. What we were doing is we were doing the Google search. So when we were doing the Google search, we are putting certain keywords there. For example, if I had to find out tutorials related to batch apex, I'll go Google and I'll say Salesforce batch apex tutorial, something like that. So you get the list of link and you open one by one. You read the blog post, or you do the same for YouTube. Now, sometimes you might have faced, if you are maybe having 2 3 years, not 2 3 years, maybe if you have more than 5 years of experience, you might have faced that sometime you are trying to find something on the internet which is not easily, you're not able to find it in an easy way because you're not finding the right keyword, and that is why Google is not giving you the correct link. So that is where basically this is nothing, this is a right, this is art of doing the Google. So when I was in my college, my HOD used to say that if you are good at googling the things, you will become a good software engineer because you will find the bugs easily, you'll fix it. So that is basically nothing. Prompt is exactly the same. So whatever you were doing in Google search, now you are doing with the help of ChatGPT or Google Gemini or Bing or maybe Claude, and there are other AI tools. So how basically accurately you are writing the things in Google? In Google, it was mainly like you were writing within a certain limit. But when you are crafting the prompt, you can basically write it a whole paragraph. You can say, hey, for example, you say, consider you are working as a Salesforce developer for an enterprise company. You have 10 plus years of experience. You are developing a error logging framework where that framework should basically be scalable. It can work for enterprise level project. The framework should have all the security best practices in place, and now provide me the object structure and the code related to that. This is basically the whole line. Instead of saying uh, provide me the code for error logging framework, you can basically expand it. You provide more context. The better you would be clear, you will be basically getting an specific information. Why we are talking about prompt engineering, or why we are talking about prompt here? Because when you will be developing an Agentforce agent, you will be writing the instructions, and those instructions are nothing. Those instructions will be prompts for your Agentforce. Based on those prompts, Atlas reasoning engine is going to work and decide which particular action to take, and when to take this particular action, what to do with this. So that is why we are talking about prompt here. And finally, let's talk about anatomy of agents. This is nothing. We are talking about the key components of agents. And just to confirm, why my voice is still clear.
Yes, Amit.
Okay, thank you. So you have an agent. Then agent is basically contains knowledge articles. It may or may not contain omni-channel flows. Again, it may or may not contain. Then you've got articles. This is related to knowledge itself. Then you've got something called topics. What has happened? Sorry. You've got something called topic structure. So an agent will must have topics. Topics can be considered as a independent agent. For example, you are developing an agent for customer support. Let's say you are working for a company and that company is selling certain products. It could be a print products like ebooks or print books, and you want to implement an agent force for that particular customer. So what are the different topics that you have? One thing that you have is basically the overall customer support, the general topic where the user can come and basically talk about the basic policies of your company. Another is basically order management, where user can come and talk about their order status, talk about if the order is getting delivered on time or not. They talk about if they can return the order or not. And then there could be another, could be customer management, where the verification, the identity verification of customer would be done. There will be something called maybe something related to your returns and chargeback, something related to your delivery, warehouse management. There is basically a lot many things. So there are different topics. Those topics can be considered as the agents, and every topic will have instructions and actions. So actions are basically the action that your agent will take. For example, creating an order, creating the case, fetching the information about the case. And instructions are basically your prompts, where you will say, if the query is about case information, then use get case information action for getting the information about the case, or ask the case number from the user before proceeding. These kind of instructions you will provide here. And actions can be reference, action can refer a prompt, which is a prompt builder in Salesforce that is there. It can refer a flow, an apex, or it can also refer an external service. So these are the different types of actions that can be referred by an agent. Then again, I'm repeating it. Agent is basically an individual agent. Under that, agent can have multiple topics. You can consider multiple topics as individual child agents. Every topic will have instructions and actions, and actions will be either prompt, flow, apex, or external services. That is how basically your overall agent looks like. Now, finally, let's talk about simple demo here, which we have already developed. So I'll just refresh this page in order to see if my internet speed is correct. Okay, Kathy, is this is the finance still? Sorry, is the voice is still clear?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my org, which is data cloud enabled org. First thing, I will show you the Einstein trust layer. In order to look into the Einstein trust layer, you can go to the setup. And the good thing is that Salesforce is providing a free Agentforce enabled org, and that org also has data cloud enabled. So you would be easily basically able to practice that Agentforce. So you have to basically navigate to setup. And from the setup, the very first thing that you have to search for is uh, so you have to search for Einstein trust layer here. So as soon as you search for Einstein trust layer, you'll find something called Einstein trust layer. This is the layer which we just talked about. You can see I have enabled it by default. You might see for your org by default it might be disabled. So if you disable it, the data masking and demasking is not going to work. There is something related to compliance as well. There is a data sensitivity label. So it is basically controlling how you wanted to mask your data while sending it outside of your Salesforce, which is LLM. So you need to turn it on. And if you turn it on, you will see that these are the sensitive data which you want to mask. For example, credit card, email, IBAN code, company name, passport. You just enable it, whatever you want to enable for masking, and you are done. Or if you want to, based on the Salesforce platform sealed, you can also do that. You have platform encryption, you can also enable that encryption if you have the license. Different categories, for example, payment card industry, then you have got personal identifiable data, you have got health related identifiables. Depending on the industry that you are working for, you can enable it. Okay, and based on that, your data will be masked while it is being sent to your model. The model, it could be anything that you are using. And similarly, you have data sensitivity label. You can enable what kind of data you want to mask or you don't want to mask while sending it. This is the one thing. To create the agent, it's pretty simple. You again search, you need to search for Agentforce agents. Once you search for Agentforce agents, you'll find something called Agentforce under Agentforce Studio. If the agents are enabled in your org, then only you will see this option. One more thing is that is sometimes you need to turn on one more setting, something called Einstein AI, I believe. Einstein AI, sorry. Einstein, where is that? Just a minute. Yeah, you need to go to Einstein setup, and you need to make sure you are enabling this setting, turn on Einstein. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So if your agents are not working, make sure your Einstein is enabled under Einstein setup. Now, again, go to your Agentforce agents. You will see all the agents, which I've got a lot of them here. Okay. And to create an agent, you click on new agent. It will take you to the next screen, a new window where you can choose from the different templates, or you can generate with an AI. For example, I'm writing some command here. I don't have it handy. You are an AI agent to help the company which is working in e-commerce. The queries could be related to order, returns, refund, and etc. This is just a simple description. You can write it here. And as soon as I click on next, you click on next, what it will do is it will create an agent for you where you will have certain things here. The name of your agent, you see here, it says order support agent. What is the role? So you need to basically tell what is the role of that agent. This is where you can define what task agent can do and what is the limitation of the task, how agent will be interacting with the customer, and basically how you wanted to perform certain operations when agent is interacting with customer. The name of company, which is pretty straightforward, the company name for which you are implementing this agent. For example, maybe the Smart Breeze, or maybe you can say Panther Schools, or any other company name here. The description about your company. So this role is really, really important. You really have to provide the detailed information here, and up to 250 characters, I believe, 250 or 255 characters. Now, if I remove this assistive, you will see an example over here, and based on this example, you can basically write the role of your agent. And let me basically put assistive just for this. Okay, and I will select an existing user. I will have a user. Okay, click on next. Then it will also generate a topic for you automatically. You can see here all the topics has been generated. If you want, you can keep those, otherwise you select or deselect. Click on next. Finally, it will ask about the knowledge articles. If you have certain FAQs related to your order refunds, company policies, or anything else, you can then basically select your select your library here. For example, I have different libraries over here. You can select that and then click on create. If you don't want, you can skip this and click on create. It will take some time and your agent will be ready. So this is basically, okay, I'm getting certain user don't have access to topics. Might be the user which I've selected is not the correct user. You can, I'll go ahead and instead of selecting this, I'll say new agent, and it will create an agent for me. Yeah, we have one hand raised. Please allow me 2 more minutes and we will be basically taking the questions. So this is, I have prepared an agent which is called Panther Pulse, which basically does nothing. What I have done is I've downloaded the recent Salesforce releases. Okay, I've downloaded the PDF document. I have uploaded that as a library here under Agentforce data library. So there is something called Agentforce data library, where you can utilize your knowledge articles or you can upload the PDF files, which will act as information agent. I'm going to open this agent here and you will see this is how your agent will actually look like after you have created your very first agent. So let's wait for this. And the other one, the other agent which we created, order support agent, is actually created. So you will see you will have the topics. These are all the topics you have got, like data entry, information retrieval, personalized recommendation, schedule management, and others. You got data, which is nothing, the library that you have. Connections, this is where you can decide your inbound omni-channel flows, and this is where you basically uh, define how the calls will be routed or how the chats will be routed to uh, chats will be routed to your service agents. And then you also have got something called, which will help you to integrate your Agentforce outside of your Salesforce org with the help of API. There are different ways, but this is for API only. Then you have got certain variables here, language, different language you want to enable, and events is something where you see all the conversation going on. Now my agent is almost ready here. I can say, please provide me the latest release about Salesforce admin. And my agent will basically go look into the library which I have basically created, Agentforce data library. So there is a library where I have uploaded the complete release, which release, and this is the file which I have uploaded. The file size is 27 megabytes. And if we go back here, it's just giving me certain information. Maybe it's correct or wrong, not sure. I'll just provide the details about Salesforce flow related changes. Now, this is not giving me the correct result. Why? Because I have not written the correct instructions. So if I go to my admin release highlights, you will find certain instructions I have given here, and these are all the instructions which are written by AI itself. I did not bother to change. That's why this is not giving me correct result. Sometimes it helps. However, when I typed for the second time, you can see certain things I got over here. And these basically a good one that I had. So that's it basically from my side, and I'm okay to take any questions. Thank you. Over to you, Kathy.
Thank you so much, Amit, for such an insightful session. It's really amazing to know more about Agentforce.